everybody. Welcome to the stream. Like before, we're gonna hang out, wait for people to get joined in, and yeah, then we'll get rolling. It's another chill stream. Yeah, just gonna chill, do some Q&A, and then do some device hacking as well. Justin says, do you think you'll revisit the TP-Link Deco? Oh, I think. Oh, so I think the Discord did a bunch of work on that target. And so if you're in the Discord server in the security research channel, I believe they did some stuff with that device. I got distracted with some other stuff, to be honest, and so I never circled back to that device. But who knows? If I run out of some other stuff to look at, might do that. Okay, if the sound's quiet, I'm sorry. You got to turn it up because sometimes I'm like blasting people's ears out with with being too loud. So yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Got the gain cranked already. Oh yeah, no problem, Justin. Yeah, it's like sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do multiple videos on this device, and then there's something that happens. Like sometimes behind the scenes, like a device gets bricked, and like I can't go on. I don't think that happened with that device, but yeah. Doing an online course. So I have toyed around with the idea of doing an online course. I have not done so far for a couple of reasons. The first reason is because it's just like one more thing that would be on my plate to support. And the other thing is I think doing purely online trainings, like not in-person trainings, right? But doing an online training with hardware is very difficult. And so I would effectively have to create a class that had like an Amazon shopping list, right? Or somewhere where you could acquire all this stuff. And then you have this dilemma of you might make the course, but like and everything might be in stock at the time you make the course, and then like over time, stuff you can't predict when the internet is going to go out of stock of something. So that's why it's hard. I tried to make somewhat this video series that I put out. I tried to make it like a mini course. So I would rather just put the content out there for free, like even if it was a full like hacking, like IoT hacking course. I'd probably end up just putting it out there for free. I have other ways that I am monetizing things. So as like a side gig. So if you are a business that's looking to have a device pen test done, I do that. So definitely reach out for that. But other than that, I give away my educational content. So yeah. I did what you told me last time using UART on the router, but I can't. It asked me for a username and password. I tried brute forcing, tried SSH. I'm stuck. Yeah. So like on UART, if you always want to check if the bootloader is locked, or if you can glitch yourself to unlock the bootloader to get into the file system to change the login. That then like to create some way where you can log in as root. That's one path to getting root on a device. Yeah, there's maybe firmware modification is what you got to go to. I don't know what the situation is exactly. Ooh, okay, so live trainings are an interesting idea as well. They come with some of their own challenges. I think that would be better. I think like a live training where I would have to like ship a kit to everyone that would be taking the training ahead of time to make sure you had all the equipment. Or I would just say, okay, you're required to provide your own, soldering iron. Like I'd have to have a list of items that are required in order to take the course. Yes, this is 1080p. The streaming quality might not be the best. I don't know. It might be. Yeah, I am not a streamer, so I don't know. I've got all the default settings here for video streaming. But yeah, the live training concept would be it would be better than a purely online class in a lot of ways. But still, like my focus, I'm trying not to spread myself too thin across a bunch of different income streams. Yeah. So, sweet. Is there a way to use AI to help with breaking IoT that runs Linux? And the reinforcing a login, what tool would you use? I mean, you can use AI for all that, but you can just use traditional tools. AI is not going to like specifically help you like find the password faster than, you know, a normal brute force attack would. Yeah. Yeah, no, a lot of people have. Yeah, there's a lot of people that have mentioned interest in the class. So maybe we'll have to reconsider that. But at least in this season of my life and side business, that's not going to be occurring. What type of components do you focus on nowadays? Memory, flash, ICs. I mean, I do a lot of chip off stuff. If you've watched my videos, I love doing chip off firmware extraction. So. Yeah, I really do that a lot. Obviously looking for other signals on circuit on ICs and stuff like that. So yeah. Oh yeah, AI can definitely help. Like I've had like decompilation sometimes that didn't quite make sense, and I would just like feed an LLM the like disassembled like assembly, right? And it can and just tell it to like convert this to C, like give me the pseudocode for this, and it's pretty good at that stuff. Audiophile, thank you so much for the super chat. I've been in the security world for 25 years, but I still really enjoy watching your videos because of your personality. Thank you. Thank you for being chill and apparently egoless. Matt, have a coffee or whatever you drink. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Yeah, no, I like making these videos. I like sharing this stuff with other people, right? Kind of like I've been talking about, like I could do trainings, I could do other stuff. I prefer to like do pen testing as like my source of income, and then sharing this knowledge with you all as just kind of a free way to give back to the community. So, yeah, thank you. Glad you enjoy it. Do I participate in Pwn to Own? So a few more questions, and then we will get started. And actually, it's like hot down here. So. No more hoodies. All right. Pwn to Own. I have not done Pwn to Own. I have done Bug Bounty most of the time. I say bug most of the time. I've done some Bug Bounty here and there on certain targets. I've been fortunate to be invited to a number of Bug Bounty programs. Bug Bounty and Pwn to Own are very different. Pwn to Own, those are some of the best exploitation, binary exploitation people in the world that are competing there. And that's not where my skill set lies. I prefer the wide scope that exists in Bug Bounty a lot more because it's not just one bug type that they're interested in. So, yeah. All right, we're gonna keep answering some questions because these are good, and then we will get to. If you're just joining the stream, thank you for joining. We will be doing some device hacking today. The device hacking plan, by the way, is last time we dumped the firmware successfully, as opposed to unsuccessfully the first time, and we did some firmware analysis. Now we're gonna put the chip back on today, and we're going to boot the device up and look at its network traffic. But we're just chilling right now and answering some questions. So, because these are good. I want to hack, reverse engineer, Unify gear. Speaking of Bug Bounty, they have a public Bug Bounty program. So if you do find stuff in the Unify stuff, you could make good money for that. But I have heard, just through the grapevine, that that is a very hardened target and that they take security pretty seriously. So that's what I've heard. Not This is not firsthand. This is secondhand knowledge. Hi Matt. Bob? What do you find easier, breaking into closed source devices or finding vulnerabilities in open source code bases? Oh, for me, 100% the closed source devices. I love me a good developer out there of a closed source IoT device that decides to roll their own crypto, that decides to design their own protocol, stuff like that, because that's where you always find the worst and easiest vulnerabilities. I'm not. It's not to say that open source doesn't have a vulnerability problem. Like there are vulns out there, and especially code bases. I think we saw this like way back in the day. Sorry, back in the day with Heartbleed, right? Where we all kind of woke up and discovered like, oh, there's this project called OpenSSL that's basically been a couple of guys' side project, and it turns out that the entire internet relies on this project. So maybe we should fund it, right? So vulns definitely exist in the open source ecosystem, but I personally get the most dopamine hit out of like reverse engineering closed source stuff and finding vulns that way. And that's most of what I look at in the IoT space too, because obviously IoT devices, they use tons of open source tech, right? This Linux device, tons of open source stuff it's using. But that's not where you find the vulnerabilities. Maybe if they misconfigure that open source technology, you might find vulns that way. But most of the hardest hitting vulns you're going to find in IoT devices are going to be in the custom stuff. So if you're on our stream yesterday, we did like some very like cursory reverse engineering of two binaries, and the reason why I targeted them is because from some initial analysis of the strings, I concluded that those were not open source programs, right? They were not standardized open source programs. They were custom. And that is always where I want to spend my time on an IoT pen test or if I'm doing bug bounty, I always want to look for the custom stuff because that's where you find the cool bugs. Very good question. What resources do you use to be skillful when you were a beginner? We talked about this a little bit on last stream, but I think progressing your like I'm a lifelong learner, and I've always been really interested and curious about how computers work. So I love IoT because it builds on all this knowledge that I've kind of accumulated over time. So I've spent time doing Linux server admin stuff, doing networking, doing system security work, and it all kind of builds on each other. And then obviously you mix in some of the hardware, soldering, things like that. And so I would say become like if you are interested in doing the thing like at the top of the pyramid, you need to build out the skills that kind of build you up to that point. And so yeah, having like a well-rounded IT security background will help you immensely when you're doing offensive security stuff. So yeah. I don't know why YouTube stopped recommending your videos. Well, I don't think YouTube doesn't like this recent video series I put out, which I know why. I'm not even trying to play the algorithm game with that. So this video series that I'm putting out this week, it's like the same thumbnail, which YouTube doesn't like that, by the way. The algorithm, it wants like a different, because if it thinks it's like anytime you put like part 2 in like a title or anything like that, YouTube is like, that's garbage. We don't want that. And so, yeah, like if I wanted those videos to do better, I would have titled them way differently. But I wanted to have a nice playlist at the end where you could watch through much more like a course, is what this video series that I've been dropping this week. And there's 3 more videos. So this is Thursday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I have 3 more videos that'll close out my enterprise IoT pen testing series. So I knew that was going to bomb in the algorithm. That was just that was always going to happen. Pwn tools are great for ROP and ROP chaining. I see. Back when I was in college, I was like really down the rabbit hole of doing binary exploitation. And you're right. Yeah, Pwn tools was a good tool set for that. Just knowing how to use Python really well, I feel like, is always helpful for building out exploits like that. I still do that today. I don't do as much binary exploit, but I do other kind of exploit development, and Python's my go-to tool. It's not the most like highly performant. I understand that like you could write C code that would be way faster than my Python code, but usually speed does not matter for me, the things I do. Is there any way to contact you to consult about IoT hacking? If it's like so I don't like to not respond to people if you email me, but so YouTube here, this is where I give away lots of educational content for free. I give free help, and if you want more help with your specific project, we have our Discord server where there are lots of super smart people, many that are smarter than me, who can help you work through problems in a project. If you would like to do like a project where your company hires me to conduct an IoT pen test, then you can definitely reach out via the contact information on my website, brownfinesecurity.com, and then you can reach out that way. But that's not like a general place to come and get help, because I get lots of emails every day, and unfortunately I can't help everyone with the personal project that they're working on. So yeah. So I do know I read every one of your emails, but I might not respond if it's not business related, right? Yeah, don't forget that GPG was maintained by a single guy for ages too. Yeah, there's a million of those like repositories, right? All this open source tech that's maintained by like some guy out there, or or it was maintained by somebody and then they're off doing some other thing, and we just don't update. There's like no updates needed. We don't know if it's been, through a security audit, right? Yeah. All right. Couple more questions, then we'll get hacking. These are some good questions. What are some cool advanced tools, not necessarily that make life easier or more fun? Esoteric stuff should a lab have? I mean, esoteric stuff. If you really want to go down the rabbit hole, that's probably like where you get into fault injection. So there's, so people have been talking about the Pico EMP is back in stock. So that is an electromagnetic fault injection tool. So for doing glitching attacks, that is a pretty cool thing. So yeah, like esoteric stuff is like, yeah, all kinds of fault injection things that you could go down the rabbit hole on. I talked to a couple of people at Hardware I/O that were doing DIY X-ray machines. I do not suggest that you do that without carefully considering all of the risks to your bodily safety. But and then there's Hash or Reesism that he's been posting on X about how he's got a what is it? He bought like a used electron scanning microscope. So there's like whole rabbit holes you can go down. There's lots of money that you can throw at getting really cool tools. Not that it's required at all. Dude, Justin, thank you for the super chat. I recently dumped the firmware of an ESP8266 based device. This is the first real hardware hack that I've done myself. I legit couldn't have done it without your videos. Thank you, man. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. Well, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you so much for watching the content. That's super cool. Like, I love, these are my favorite stories, by the way, of people who have like broken into the industry, gotten jobs, like done their first hardware hack. Not all the stories like I can share here because people shared those to me personally in DMs, but it's super cool to see what has happened in this community. So yeah. DIY X-ray sounds illegal. Yeah, I mean, it's like illegal, right? Yeah. Mm. Robin, X-ray machines rock. I love mine and it's fully enclosed. It's safe. Okay, Robin, you need to share more with the class about how you built that out. That's definitely like a down the road. That's a long-term plan of mine to have something like that. But that would be cool. I mean, how cool would it be if like I've got my overhead cam and stuff like that, but if I can show you guys, live the view from an X-ray machine, I feel like that would be some pretty sweet content. Um, William Osmond make an X-ray machine at home. Yeah, all those guys. Those guys are crazy. They're like the real world mad scientists. All right. Yeah, if you can make it, it's like it's a little bit pricier kind of a conference, but if you can make it out to Hardware I/O, I know they do one over in the EU, like in the Netherlands, I want to say, but they also have one in San Francisco every year, and I am trying to always make it to the San Francisco one. I've never made it over to Europe yet, but would love to do that too. Um, what's the best way? Okay, I keep telling you guys that I'm gonna do some hacking, but these are great questions. Um, what's the best way to leave my welding job and start a career in IT? I'm 27 and don't see a clear path with AI being around. Listen. AI is like, uh, I understand why some people are scared about it, but I think I think we still need humans, man, to do this work. Um, Especially with your kind of like welding, like a manufacturing, like that background, there is a ton of ways that you can transition into IT. I think in like help desk. I know there's also tons of work in so speaking of AI going on, right? There is currently a boom occurring in the construction of data centers, right? So data center construction work is off the charts, right? And they need, electricians, mechanical engineers. They need tons of talent to come in and build those data centers out. And so I feel like there'd be a good crossover for you having like a welding, more of like that blue collar background. Like all the people who are making those data centers are those kind of people. So I think you can do that. I also think like there's learning in your free time, and um, if you can demonstrate, to people that you're passionate about this and that you have the knowledge, I think eventually, if you play it as the long game, right? Don't quit your welding job today. Like keep your welding job, and in your nights and weekends, work on getting your skills up in like IT, like maybe like IT support type stuff. That's the best path I could probably give for you there. But I would not freak out about AI taking all the jobs. I think currently there's a bunch of that going on. My opinion is that the layoffs that are because of AI is mostly a bunch of BS, and it's layoffs that they wanted to do anyway. I also think that executives that say, "Oh, we have 2 million, like so many million lines of code being written every day by AI in our environment," they don't. It's like there's these metrics that don't make any sense, that are not real metrics of productivity. I don't know. I'm pretty unfazed. I'm using AI to help me with certain aspects of my job, absolutely, but I wouldn't worry too much about it, and I would just pursue what you have in front of you, what you want to do. So, all right, I'm gonna find one more question in here, and then I'm actually gonna hack a device. But these are awesome. Okay, yeah, because you're just scrolling so fast. This is great stuff. Let me just find one. Of IT jobs, cyber most likely keeps humans. It's a cat and mouse game between cyber criminals and AI and defenders. Yeah, and it's also a like LLMs fundamentally are are good at solving problems that they're trained to solve, right? So they need like real data to be able to uh, to solve the problem. So finding like new kinds of vulnerabilities, right? Like those research roles are always going to be there. Um, yeah, it's gonna automate some stuff, but it'll make new jobs. Like I really wouldn't worry too much about it, and I don't think it's gonna completely destroy programmers either. I think programmers will always exist. They'll use LLMs to write code, but especially where efficiency matters, I think they're gonna find that you still do need those programmer roles. So yeah, yeah. Sweet. Okay. I know there's a bunch of questions, but I do want to get into some of the hacking. But this has been awesome. So, what we're gonna do today? Let me show you my bench. So we read the firmware last time, and we were poking around at it a little bit. And I'm going to take our little flash chip here out of our reader, and we'll set that to the side. Don't need that anymore. And I'm going to get my space prepped to solder this back onto the board, and then we're going to get this camera operational again. So I'm going to get some gloves on here. All right, all right. Yeah, Justin. It's totally about and layoffs help temporarily boost stock prices, right? You have to remember that publicly traded companies operate on a kind of quarterly timeline, which is really lame, right? Because long-term thinking is usually better, in general, all things being equal, and our current system kind of does not encourage long-term thinking. All right, come on, focus in for me here. The pin 1 indicator is okay. So pin 1 here is top left. There's a little circle there. I'm gonna put it. I'm not gonna do it under the microscope just because it's gonna be a little easier to do it like this. Okay. See, I say that, and then I might actually do a little bit under the microscope. So I'm just gonna prep. Okay, got me some isopropyl alcohol because I'm going to take, so I haven't touched this board since I pulled the chip off. So I'm going to get the old cruddy solder off there, and then we're going to put some good stuff on that. And okay, might get a little noisy because I'm going to turn my air extraction on. And yeah, let's go microscope. Let's do that. Let's turn the light on and get it focused. There we go. Nice and focused. All right, so still got a little bit of flux there, so that might be all we need. Oh no. Oh, haha. It helps if you turn your soldering iron on. That usually, it's like step 1. All right. Hey, there we go. Okay, that was like, okay. And there we go. Sweet. Now we're going to temporarily clean this, which is kind of pointless because we're going to put flux down again, but just like to start from a fresh base here. All right, so we got all the old crappy solder off there, which is usually lead-free. So got the good stuff. Now, all right, so just a little flux, not a Lewis Rossman amount of flux, just a little bit here. All right. I'm gonna rotate this so I can drag a little bit better. Oh my goodness, that was terrible. Actually, I can just like touch each of them and it'll kind of transfer the solder. All right, that's what we call good enough. It's not great, but it'll work. Now, got our chip here, which, there we go. Turn it over, find our pin 1 indicator right there. We're matching it up to that circle right there. Kind of like try to put it in the right spot, but it's probably going to float on us a little bit. But that's nothing we can't handle. Here we go. So this is this dilemma I have. So I'm left-handed. So right now I'm using the hot air with my left hand because that's where my station is. But oh goodness, that was bad. See, now I'm gonna switch hands and I'm gonna like have this across the way because I need to use my left hand because I have terrible dexterity with my other hand. There we go. Okay. Now it's locked in. Hey, there we go. I really need to put my hot air station on the other side. That happens every time. Yeah. It blew away. Yeah. Flux does help. Wait, you put solder braid in the fridge? Okay, I've heard of the flux in the fridge, but I've never heard solder braid. That's good to know. You guys. All right. I always get scared of overheating the chip. I wouldn't worry about that. I mean, if you're like blasting it for like minutes and it's having a problem, like I've sit there and slammed heat at an eMMC chip for like 5 minutes before and I took it off and it read. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Yeah. My router modem got struck by lightning. Do you want it? No, I'm good, man. I thought about doing like a mailbag thing and setting up a PO box, but it'd probably just get too much to manage. Yeah, 400C is okay for a short time. Yeah. All right. Let's go back and okay, we give it a little time to cool. I'm just gonna. This is not necessary, but I am gonna clean this a little bit just because I'm gonna. I like to like be able to handle the board without wearing gloves and not get flux all over my hands. Although right here, this is like not coming off. There we go. All right, one more. Let's make sure we're good there. There's a bunch over here. It's like gonna be like good enough. All right, and then we'll just evaporate that off with some hot air. Oh, look at that. We knocked something off. This little guy. Well, hope that wasn't important. You, get back. Go back to your home. Go back. Oh, gosh. You go back. And you go. Oh, almost. Hey, look at that. Everyone is where they should be. Okay. All right. A couple resistors or capacitors here and there. Not really important, right? All right. Okay, I don't think I need air extraction anymore. And that annoys me. Probably annoys me more than it annoys you, because I think the mic gets rid of some of it. All right, let's see here. Okay, the device is back. Let's go over here. So we gotta put the camera back together again. Here's the base. All right, and we have camera. Okay. This way. Okay. Okay, we don't need this. There we go. Oops. Yes. There we go. And our camera goes in here. Okay. Make sure this slides in this side. Like so. There we go. All right, that's pretty good. And now we hope that everything connects up again and it's all good to go. All right, so I have, let me grab my Ethernet cord I was using for family Minecraft night. You know, gotta have Ethernet for that. All right, here we go. My desk is super organized, as you probably saw from the other view. All right. All right, so now I have PoE injector. It's turned off right now, but you have that plugged in. So, moment of truth, we will, we're gonna get set up here to listen on the BR0 interface. That's what this is set up to do. So, yeah. What watch is this? This is a Samsung. I think it's like the Classic 6. Take lots of photos. Yes, I always take lots of photos, unless I'm doing it live. The layout. Yeah, basically the camera can be powered via like a dedicated power cord, or it does power over Ethernet. So right now I'm just using a PoE injector. This is the Dahua, I don't know, IPC HDBW2441E-S. It's some commercial security camera. It's a dome camera. So yeah. So yeah, we're right now, all we did is we just read the firmware off, we put the firmware back. If we want to do modification, we'll have to take it off and put it back on again, and that's totally fine. Right now, we're just going to try to let the device boot up and observe that, and then we're going to see if we see any network traffic going on. So now I'm powering it on, and I think everything is connected up correctly. Yeah, I don't even know if there's any like LEDs on this, so we might not have much indication. Oh, actually, I think, okay, I'm seeing some stuff go on here. Aha! I think this is the camera. Here we go. Whoa, that's really interesting. Who has .1? Whoa. Okay. So this is fascinating. So my network here, this is X11 i3 setup, Arch Linux. Yeah. Okay, this is super weird. So the device is on, and it is ARPing right now. But I have to check over on my other screen for a second. Here, let me like bring this over for us to see. So my little setup here for man-in-the-middle router, it sets up a network on 192.168.100.1. It seems like this device is like has a static IP set. And the reason for that, let's why does it want to be? No, I think it's searching for .1. So right now, like it should think that the gateway is 100.1. But okay, so let's get that set up again, and of course that's going to restart Wireshark. But you can see that it says tell. So this is like now what's weird. Oh, is it the same every time? No, yeah. Why did it have this one and then this one? Yeah, this is weird. I think it's like it has like a weird like static IP set. Okay, let's do this again. Okay, it thinks it's like 108. So what I'm gonna do, let's come in here. Hang on, do I have that? Am I understanding it right? Who had, oh, yeah, tell, yeah, okay, it thinks it's 108. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and say, okay, fine. I'm 1.1. And we set all that stuff, cool. And let's run that again. Wireshark, restart. And now, is it? No, just kidding. I got excited. My bad. Okay, well now I could theoretically ping 1.108. Yep. Yeah, that's it. Why is it like, yeah, is this like device like, was it pre-configured in some weird way? Okay, because like here we go. This be like the web interface, right? Yeah. It's my region. I don't know. All right. Sure. All right. My password. All right. Password has to consist. You can't just be password. Come on. All right. Password exclamation point. Oh, come on. You tell me that's weak. All right, and then email address. Okay, so this is this weird thing where these cameras like have some weird backdoor where it's like they can email you. You can like email in and get your password reset, but that's just weird. Device initialization complete. P2P. Fun. Oh, now you guys can all like take over my camera by scanning this QR code. Have fun. The Taliban need their camera back. All right. Sure. Yeah, we want to auto check for updates, and I want to connect it to the cloud, and I just gave you guys all the QR code. Have fun with that. Oh my gosh, here we go. Here's clear text stuff. Oh, this is on the web. Okay, that's just the web interface. All right. Let's filter for clear text traffic. Anything out to the cloud yet? Anything? No, it's all TLS. Okay, so there's that stuff, but if we go look at TLS, and I forget the, here, I want to filter just for the new connections. Apply filter. There we go. Okay, new connections. Oh gosh. My like pen testing phone has connected to my test network. Stop. You're creating extra traffic. No. Disconnect. Just turn the Wi-Fi off. There we go. Really? Okay, so ignore 1.30. That's my Android phone. Okay, so there's all this stuff. Okay, do like or DNS. So what is this thing? Here we go. easy4ipcloud.com. Okay, this like device HTTP proxy. Okay, so that's what it's connecting to there. Just give the camera your Windows hello key. No, my password, exclamation point. Well, you guys can all connect to it now, right? I have it pointed in a safe direction. So you guys, actually, if somebody can hack the camera stream on stream, and then like I'll like if you think you got it, then I'll put up like a secret number in front of it, and then if you say it in the stream, I'll know that you actually popped it. Okay. All right. What the heck? Okay, so I wanna, what is it? Hang on. So I've got some tools that I've been developing. Well, they're pretty lame, but I do want to. I haven't open sourced them yet because they're like still in development. But I do want to try this on this thing. Yeah. Full. Forget how I target. It might be worth trying to set the password to reboot just in case. Nothing fun in the QR code? You mean you probably have to scan it with some mobile app. You probably have to like have like the right mobile app to like scan it, and then maybe I don't know. I don't know how those work. But you know, you can have some fun with that. Gosh dang it. I don't even know I don't even know how to use my own tool, guys. What the heck is going on? Is this like invalid or something? The heck? Oh, I have .8-h. Here we go. The heck? Okay, yep, my tools are clearly broken. It just takes you to an app download page. Well, that's the thing, but I think if you download the app and then you use the QR code, it might, I don't know. You might be able to remote connect to it. Gosh. Who wrote this stupid tool? Oh yeah, it was me. Okay, we can ignore that for now. All right, we're logged in over here. Okay. Password, exclamation point. You should always say your password out loud when you're logging into things, especially on stream. All right. Hey, look at that. There's my workbench. You can see like, so I've been doing all this like 3D printing here of like, I'm trying to optimize my tool here. You guys can see inside my theme extractor. That's where I'll put the camera. Okay. Fun times. All right. Anyway. Oh yeah. Okay. There's got to be like a settings page somewhere. Where'd it go? Settings. It's called settings. Interesting. Okay. It's so interesting. I'm sure there's like a similarity, but like the UniView camera, this interface is like, it seems like it's just a skinned copy. Like it seems like it's very similar to the other one, but I mean, I'm sure they'll. There's this talk about this like admin shell that we talked about yesterday, where it's probably going to put us in this like limited shell safety system services. Aha, SSH. There we go. There might. Wait. I want to read this English. There might be safety risk if the service is enabled. Not terrible, I guess. All right. There we go. Fun. SSH is now enabled. The heck? It doesn't let me log in. What the heck? I assume it's not like root, right? Oh, interesting. That's funny. So root requires a well, that's super weird. Okay. The mic is going crazy. Oh, sorry guys. Is it better now? Oh, someone said it's better now. Mic went to shit. Okay. Good to know. Show us the QR code on the camera real quick. you can go back. You can go back. It's a live stream. You can just go back in YouTube and find the QR code, guys. I'm not gonna make it easier for you. All right. Cap locks? I mean, no, cap locks not turned on. Okay, let's see. Okay, SSH is enabled, but okay, I've enabled SSH accounts. What? Okay, yeah, they can do all the things. Restricted login? That's interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna like add a user, like Matt. That also has a very secure password. You'd never guess what it is. What does it have to have 2 types of characters? Oh. Memo. Hi. Actually, let's do some leet testing here, guys. We're real hackers. All right. What does this mean? Restricted login. It fails to support. Very serious. Whatever. Oh, you can set like times where people are allowed to log in. That's funny. Okay, I don't care. All that stuff, fine. Create. Okay, so then a group name. Interesting. Huh? Well, now it's just not letting anyone in. Are you kidding? It probably did some like dumb like. I think it's them blocking. Oh, it just briefly touched. This is the best situation for the mic. I probably need to get one of those, something on my head. I would use like this thing, but I like go do stuff over here. So that's why I don't have a mic like that. Here's your password. No, it's password exclamation point. I told you guys. All right. Dude, okay, yeah, brute force protection. I saw a device the other day that had fail to ban on it, which is like, I talked about like being a system ad, like doing Linux system admin stuff. Like I used to use that way back in the day. But yes, I think it is time for a reboot. I think you guys are correct. It is time for a reboot. And while it reboots, actually, I want to pop. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna get rid of this. Okay, you go away. And then I want to open Kaido. Okay, sweet. Workspace. There we go. Let's Firefox that is connected up to Kaido, and let's go back to there just so we can like see the web traffic. That 108, I think. Sweet. And then let's set a scope. 1.108. Oh, does it not like the port thing? Yeah, okay, that's fine. There we go. Have you used the Burp AI yet? No, I kind of switched over to Kaido. Honestly, I am not a power user of any web proxy because I'm not primarily a web hacker, right? Obviously some web stuff is involved in IoT, but yeah, no. Try another. Okay, SSH. Okay, so now okay, but I want to try the mat login before I get like locked out. Okay, it's not. It's clearly not letting me log in. Interesting. Yeah, and then like the admin is definitely not correct. Oh, and it locked me out again. What is this? What is this crap? Yeah. So these are clearly, but usually if like the web interface, yeah, usually if the web interface like allows us to enable SSH, then usually it synchronizes the web logins and the SSH logins, right? Like I'm expecting to be allowed in SSH, but have a limited shell that I would want to like break out of, right? But that does not seem. Maybe you can add an SSH key somewhere in the menus. Yeah, unlikely. Yeah, it's pretty unlikely, but yeah, maybe. System services. Huh. Oh. What the heck? Go. No, I don't want the stream. What is going on? Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, system services, SSH. Yeah, no, I mean, this is some really, high quality web design. You're right. Default, import, export. Okay, those are always really interesting. You can take a packet capture. That's interesting. Upgrade, firmware file. Oh, this is, okay, this is actually an interesting thing. Ooh, manual check. Okay, so I did find the firmware online. You found online that you need to append that to the password? Okay, if that works, that's crazy. Okay. Let me try. Of course it locked it out. What if I come in here and I like disable it and then I re-enable it? Will it like not be locked out anymore? Of course. Oh gosh. Of course I have to reboot it again. Why would you have to append that string? the password. I mean, if this works, that's gonna be crazy. Okay, we'll wait for that to come back online. It's gonna rechat. Hey, we're back. All right. Let's log in. Okay, so I need to put this and then my password. Whoa! That's crazy. Okay, so this is the string. Whoa. So this string, what, okay, I don't even know how to pronounce your username. NY5CW and some other stuff. That's sick. Good find. So you have to append this like static string to the user's password. Okay, that's crazy. Okay, and then we see the program that we were reverse engineering yesterday. It says enter help for a list of commands, and this is DSH. So again, I'm guessing this stands for Dahua shell, right? It's like their custom shell. These are the only commands you get. Okay, shell and shell. Okay, says please set UTF character encoding format. Okay, whatever. Oh, for displaying a QR code. Oh, that's so funny. Domain accounts. I don't know, like that one. Not available. Interesting. Okay. So there's help. There's get date info. Like other stuff, it'll tell you that it's not supported. Just Googling helps. I like it. Nice. Do I do this full time? Yes. Yes and yes. I do. Yeah, I've got a job, IoT pen testing, and then I've got some, the YouTube thing on the side currently. So yeah. Packet capturing. Sorry, I'm like reading chat sporadically, not in order. Terminal QR code. Yeah, I don't know what, like, it's telling me this is not, like, encoded, right? Okay, yep, that should be good. I wonder if, like, it's saying that, like, I don't have a domain account. Yeah, oh, yeah, maybe I have to put admin, shell admin, not available. I'm wondering if I have to put my email address in, and because I didn't specify my email address, it's not gonna like let me do this. Or if it's just like a preset account. You know what? Okay, hang on. Let's look at the packet capture. What's going on here? I wonder. But yeah, this is admin for domain account. Yeah, I don't even know. I'm guessing that it's like you have to specify like an email or something. And okay, what I am really interested in, if this is like, okay, let's like refresh here. Oh, like does it? Okay, yeah, there's like SSH, but does it like, like is it checking if that's like allowed? I thought domain account. Oh, can I create? Is that a user I can create? That's a good question. Account. Let's add a user. Group name. Huh. On user. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on. It might have been when I was setting up the camera. Huh. That's interesting though. Okay, I'm just gonna like go in and start looking at some of this stuff. Huh. Git config. This is interesting. It's like all this stuff is like implemented on this one like RPC line. Whoa, what just happened? RPC login. Are you serious? All right, hang on. I'm reconnecting to chat. I don't know. Here, let's just see if I can like resend this request. Okay, we can. Wait. Oh, that was that. It's like valid because of this. I'm like, that'd be like the world's worst. Like, oh, interesting. So so this is what's being used for authentication, I think. This is interesting. It's using this like one endpoint for everything. Kaido is not open source. It's written in Rust, and so theoretically it's faster, and I think it's like a little bit cheaper than Burp. There's like a free version. There's like a free version of it, just like there is with just like the Burp. Yeah. All right. Just like keep alives. All right. Okay, I wanna like actually test the like auth on the thing. All right, so let me find. Come on, stop scrolling. Outside command. What's an outside command? Like, I want to see one of these that gets back some like interesting data. As you can see, I'm like not an expert at this stuff. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, here we go. Like this. Okay, if I replay this request, I'm guessing this cookie doesn't matter, and it's just like the auth is just done here. Oh, no, so the session's out of date. Huh? Oh, the entire session's out of date? Huh. Try intercepting traffic to the servers. Yeah, I was actually thinking about doing that. Yeah. Let's try to do the man in the middle. Okay. So obviously there's 192.168 dot 1.108 is our device. And we say like in TLS. So there's all this like, oh yeah, it's because we restarted it. Okay. Yeah, there's all these like cloud communications, and so what we can do is let me pull back my thing. Here we go. Oh no, I didn't run diagnose. That's a good question. I was going to. Ooh, wait. Diagnose object. Wait, so like I can. Oh, interesting. So that will like run that. Diagnose 11? No. Okay, so it's just got a preset like commands that you can run. these commands right here. That's interesting. And I don't think it's gonna like allow us to do anything really crazy. I mean, it's kind of interesting. Interrupts, mem info, devices. Yeah. All right. But yeah, okay. I am interested if we can intercept this TLS traffic. Let's edit this, and I'm gonna add an IP tables rule. Let's make sure it's all using port 443. No, it's going to a weird destination port. Whoa, 15301. Fun times. All right. 15301. 301? Did I get that right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, bird box. Like maybe there's shell injection, but it doesn't seem to be actually like parsing any input except for the number. So I don't think so. I mean, I could try like diagnose. I don't know. Yeah, it's just like comes back with an error. Diagnose. I doubt any of this is gonna work. Yeah. Yeah. So if we can do firmware modification, there's a lot of ways we can get it to give us a shell, right? We could just set the user, the admin user, to not to instead of having so last time we looked at the firmware. Let me do that here. We extracted the firmware and we found this password file, right? And so in the password file, we can see that the admin user has this limited shell, DSH, whereas root, who like we just don't get the login. There's probably not a login set for it, or it's something super random. Then we have then we have like the regular shell. So if we could do firmware modification, we could just come right in here to this file and just change, just remove this one character, and we would be good to go. Yeah. So firmware modification is something we could potentially do in the future. It is NAND flash, and there's spare area, and we need to like figure out how that works. Oh, I was actually literally thinking about this today. Okay, I'm scratching an itch. I want to know what the difference between these two look like what the spare area looks like. So we're going to do the regular with the spare and without. And we look at the first difference, and we can see right here in the spare area what's being done. So it's not blank. So no, well, we have not yet successfully got like UART at all on this device. So Robert, So if we could get that, then we could potentially have a bunch of stuff. But like, there's clearly a UART interface. Yeah, the mic is low for some people. It's really loud for other people. So like, I don't want to blast the gain too high on my mic, guys. You might just have to crank it. So yeah, but doing a firmware mod could be hard. If we had UART, there's a bunch of other stuff we could try. Robert, there was the pads where UART clearly was like meant to be, but for whatever reason we were getting like no signal off of it. And I need to go to kind of trace back UART and see if I can find it somewhere else in the board, but that's just going to take some time. But yeah, so we can see here in the spare area, and then of course like everything after that is going to be different, isn't it? Between the dump. So here we can see the start of the spare area. Oh, wait. These are all just like, okay, so this includes the spare area. Yeah, I mean, this has got to be used for something. This picks up here. See that? But like, what is this? Like, I get the F's, but this part, I would need to understand how to recalculate that. This for the whatever, if it's like an error correction code or something like that that's being put in this spare area. Otherwise, we'll corrupt things and we won't be making the right firmware mod. Dakota, yes, that's what I need to do, and that would just be really tedious and, and somewhat boring to do on a live stream. But you are correct, and I don't have. And what would be really helpful, Dakota, is to have the data sheet, and I cannot find a data sheet for this specific chip, and so yeah, I would want to do that over the processor. It's like they're super tiny pads. It's a QFN like 88, so there's 88 pins around the outside that I would want to check for. Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, these are, yeah, I mean, what CPU is used? It's, here, I can put it in chat. I gotta check my notes. Up here. Where do we go? I thought I had it somewhere. All right, so I will put in chat. That is the SoC being used. So like, if we go and search for that on the internet, you get like, okay, whatever. No, I can't even see. Can't even see it there. But like, I'm not like getting a data sheet out of anything here. Wait a minute. I think this is just. Oh yeah, yep. I remember that's 404. I was like, maybe we found one. Yeah, no, I mean it's definitely like an yeah, it's definitely like some like ARM like from the marketing. Like I can get a marketing PDF about this device, right? If I go here, I can like I got links. Thought the link would open over there. No. This is the catalog, but yeah, as you can see, all these devices, it's like a CPU, it's built-in memory, so there's like this, like there's no separate DDR on this board. It's all built into the main SoC, and then okay, so one of them has a GPU, but yeah, so like the NPU, right? So it's got like a built-in neural processing unit to do like machine learning for the video stuff. So it's kind of a purpose-built. Obviously, like it's meant for video. It's doing like it's got a video sensor. It's got built-in video encoding also into one piece of silicon. So it's a purpose-built camera SoC, right? So but getting a pin out for the chip, like I can't find it. So I need to do that. What was I doing? Oh, man-in-the-middle attack. We're going to try the man-in-the-middle attack, and then we're going to try to wrap this stream. So we are doing some TLS things, and we were setting our IP tables rule to redirect this port 8081. And then on there, I need to like consult a file that I always consult because I just don't remember commands. All right, so we're going to run that. And we will get this going. Of course, Wireshark is going to restart. Do that, and then we're going to reboot the device. And then we're going to monitor things over here. And, oh, actually, I'm going to change this to man-in-the-middle dump, which just writes things out on the command line, because then, like, otherwise the errors, like, show up and then disappear in man-in-the-middle proxy, the SSL errors, if it doesn't properly do the interception. So yeah, we're going to wait and see. I want to know that or DNS. Hey, okay. Are we connecting? It failed. Darn. Okay. The remote server and man-in-the-middle proxy cannot agree on a TLS version to use. Oh, we did intercept something. Wait a minute. Okay, guys, is this because is like this using? Hang on. What's like the nmap cipher check tool? I don't know. This is like the thing you always run. Okay, need to write that down. Always forget. Okay. Okay. Port 15.3. There we go. Let's see. Are you guys faster than me? Is it just? Are you kidding me? I hope like I'm not like man-in-the-middling myself, am I? I don't think it would do that, but oh, yeah, I just have to do that. Tell it to think that it's online. You may need to adjust man-in-the-middle proxies. How do I do that? Yeah. I'm mapping. Okay, so here we go. Yeah. Okay, so it doesn't support TLS. It only supports 1.0 and 1.1. Oh my gosh. Okay, fun. Hey, but they're only and they only support one cipher per thing. That's hilarious. Okay. Well, goodness. That's really funny. So we did intercept though, because see we see this like post to the login being made, but then it gets cut off. So all right. Hang on, everybody. We're going to do this. Oh, of course. You know, we're live streaming and Grok is like, what? What? They're offline? Really? Gosh. Fix this. Come on, Grok, you better get online. Okay. Oh, do I need to just... there we go. These little options that I don't know. Okay. What? Seriously? Alternatively, you can put it in a configuration file. Does it, like, my thing not support that? 2 plus 1, 1. Okay, okay, 1, 1 should be good. 1, 1 should be good. All right. I might have to like reboot. Okay, okay. Let's turn it off and on again and see if that works. So 1.1 should be. We should have compatibility between this super old server running on some oddball port too, which is hilarious. Okay, like okay, this thing. I'm curious. What am I doing? That's not what I want to do. Look at where the IP is like. Is it in? Oh, okay. That's the it's the Alibaba cloud, but it's in California. Okay, okay, okay. So it's not like I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they do like weird TLS stuff when it's like communicating back to a server in China because they want to like comply or get around the Great Firewall, right? To make the devices not work. So yeah, let's see. Hey, okay, now we're getting cool traffic here. Okay, okay, so now what we can do. Why isn't it printing everything out? Am I missing a flag? Like it's just running, like why is it not giving me the body of the request? Usually man in the middle dump does that. Okay, we're switching now to man in the middle proxy, and we're gonna turn off and on again one more time. And we're going to capture all the web requests. So, and so for everybody following along at home and just catching up, we are like, we're just finding 0 days or whatever in our device here. So this device is running unmodified firmware, and it is communicating to a cloud server on the Alibaba cloud, hosted in California. And those communications are not correctly validating the TLS certificates we're finding. So we are able to perform a man-in-the-middle attack unmodified. It's not like we've modified the firmware to like inject our, cert into the trusted store. It is we are able to intercept the traffic to this incredibly ancient like server technology. So yeah, fun stuff. 0 days on a live stream. Here we go. Let's see. Log in. So here's the request it's making. Encrypt mode. Dahua. Key mode. Default. My MAC address. Is that probably MQTT? I think this is just I think this is HTTP communication. Yeah, no, HTTPS. Yep. Okay, so username token, and then a nonce. Ooh, XWSSE. Okay. There's a password digest. Okay, so this is interesting. This is like this is not digest authentication. If somebody knows what kind of auth this is, let me know. Because I've never seen this exact like type of WSSE profile username token. Okay, so it's clearly like authenticating with this stuff. The response is all right, good. Let's go look at the next one. Okay, there's like heartbeat. That's gonna be pretty boring. yeah, exactly. Channel status. Okay. Interesting. I wonder if this is like, it's like telling the backend that the video feed is up. I don't know if that's what the channel status is. Port. Okay, so I'm communicating my private port. Is that open? Because okay, that's interesting because we saw everything else on the Nmap scan, but obviously it doesn't like scan this this thing by default. Where do we go? Oh gosh. History, web, and map. All right, let's see if it's. I can't type today, guys. Oh, I've got like a new line character in there. What the heck? There we go. 1.108, and then let's just assume that it's up. It is. It's open. It's so interesting. Like, see if we can fingerprint it. Oh, wait. Sorry. You guys are writing some stuff that I need to read in chat here. And a CBCY, lucky 13. If you can break AES. Yeah, I mean that cipher is not the problem. It's the trust relationship. I found a data sheet if you're interested. DK developer. Yeah, if you can. I don't know. I think like I can put links in the chat, but I think it doesn't like when other people put links in the chat. But if you come on our Discord server and you throw it in one of the channels and tag me, definitely would be interested if you found the data sheet, because that would help us in a future stream. So, okay, I'm gonna let that run. Getting distracted. This is fun. Okay. Anything else interesting? Okay. Requests. But storage. Ooh, storage. Okay. Fun stuff. It's really worth doing this in device boot up. Yeah. All right. So, but yeah, I would be interested in that data sheet. Thank you guys for following along. I think we're about to wrap this up. I'm curious if this, apparently this is not going to come back with anything useful, but that private port is interesting. Yeah, so maybe next time we get the data sheet, maybe we will probe around on the CPU to try to see if we can finally get UART. I know we weren't able to the first video or whatever. But yeah, thanks for watching. This was super fun. Yeah, found a bug live. So fun stuff. I love finding vulns over the network. That was like, because some of you guys asked like how I got started, right? So when I was in high school, like I learned about Wireshark and I just started like Wiresharking everything. And it was like the golden age of hacking where like all traffic was in clear text. And so you could just like sniff Wi-Fi, open Wi-Fi, and you could just see clear text HTTP packets, you know, flying through the air. And yeah, it'd be pretty cool. Oh, you say pin 2 is ground, 3 and 4 are UART on the SoC. Okay, I will check that out, and I'm streaming tomorrow. The streaming time tomorrow is a little bit different because I have a time conflict, so it's a little bit earlier. So I'm sorry if you can't make it because of that, guys. But oh, what's the Discord? Great question. Let me go grab the link, which I am terrible at using Discord. Okay, how do I? Or edit invite link. Gosh dang it. Expires never. I swear I'm like dumb at this. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it in a minute, guys. Just so you guys can stay connected. Of course, that video doesn't have the Discord link in it. Where is it? I'm gonna find it here somewhere. All right, there you go. So yeah, definitely join us on Discord. Thank you guys for watching, and this was super fun. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for all the questions.